Proxy Cable Gaming, PTG, Hyper G, and Lucky Sixes. We are here.
Howdy ho. Howdy ho, howdy ho, howdy ho. We are here. We're here for round 3 of Stockport.
Yes.
And so far we're not doing too bad. We're not doing too bad. We got I've lost twice against Demons.
Yeah.
You've had a win and a loss.
Yep.
Against Warriors and
Demon.
Askelanders. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, we go into the end of day 3, and this is the one I always find the hardest.
End of day 3. Oh, that would be a slog.
That is really hard. That is.
Yeah.
So end of day 1, game 3.
Yeah.
The one I find the hardest, because 3 in one day is a bit too much for my little tiny brain to comprehend.
Usually the headache is pounding by now. You know, the lack of water is drying up brain cells because we're just drinking alcohol or fizzy pop.
Yes.
Your preference.
Other drinks are available. But yes, so we go into it, and you have the least actual prep time because it's straight in this one. You have about 15 minutes. Where's my table? Get my models. Hi, how you doing? Let's play. Let's roll.
Yeah. Even more pressure if your opponent, who is now on the table you were on, was ready before you were ready to come off. Because they just stood there with their models, and you're like, I'm trying to turn you away.
Yeah, absolutely. So after lots of demons, on my day 1, I was pleased then to get a different army, but I didn't get that. It was demons once again. The third of there was only 4 demons at this whole thing, so maybe I'm
amazing.
Things for doing. However, as I've said before with the demons, I do have beast giants with uproot tree, so it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not the worst matchup.
No.
He doesn't have. If we go into his list, so there's mine. If you want to take a look, he doesn't have like loads of range magic. He does have range magic in terms of Hand of Heaven and spears. So he does have that.
Yeah,
and he does have 2 lots of 10 imps. So he does have range, but it's not like it's not Sylvans, it's not something like that.
No.
So we should have a bit of a fight. He's very maneuverable.
Who is he?
Very fast.
Who is he?
He is Matthew Dodgeson, and he was such a gent. As a caveat to this whole thing, I very much enjoyed the battle and the game time with him as well. So.
Great.
Yes, first time I played him, so that's quite cool. And so in his he's got Scourge, so this is the second Scourge of 3 battles.
He's kind of just taken a leaf out of Terry's book there, because he's got 2 lots of 10 imps, 2 lots of 3 brazen beasts, 2 lots of 5 hellhounds, 2 lots of 6 spell serpents. It's just I can only be bothered to pick half my army, and I'm just going to copy paste it.
Absolutely,
brilliant.
It was really good, and we'll get onto it. It looked like a very nice theme as well. But yeah, so in terms of that, he's got the Scourge, which we'll come up against, and the Miser of Sugalug, which I haven't. I was really interested to see what he did. Really,
although divination not ideal for you.
No, divination is not great, and I say he does have all the spears where he can as well. But interested to see. Like I said, it's not the worst thing in the world. They are very maneuverable. Both Bell Serpents show poison, which is a bit annoying. But we've got plays. So here we go. In terms of the objective, objective, it was quadrants, which is called land grab, which is basically frontline clash. Only you have a quadrant to do it. You can, for this one, as opposed to the previous ones, you can drop for first because it's all as per frontline clash. So with that, and the mission was get the most scoring units in each quadrant from
each turn.
From the end of turn 2.
Yes.
Yeah. So at the end of each game turn, so at the end of 2, at the end of 3. etc. If you had more scoring units in that quadrant, you would get a point. So there's up to 4 points available, I guess. And then you score 1, and then at the end, whoever has the most wins.
Yes.
So we've both got 1 in that top left, that's a draw. No one scores any points.
The point is wasted.
If I've got 1 in deployment zone A, and he's got none, I'm 1-0 up, etc. You know, 2 versus 1 is 1-0, 1 point, etc., etc. And that's how we scored it. So
I think you've done very well with your explanation there.
Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, you can kind of see the quadrants from here, and I'm just going to move us over. Oh goodness me! Going to move us over so you can see that as well in terms of quadrants and things. He dropped full first.
Okay.
So I was very picky about where I put everything specifically. So he dropped. We'll go on to his first. He's got the Hellhounds who have vanguarded up, which are the ones that are closest to us. They're the Tyrannid style.
Love it.
Things.
That seems to be quite a popular thing because Ollie's Hellhounds are Tyranids, aren't they? The ones that Chris was using in Cardiff tournament.
Oh right, yeah, maybe, yeah. Then we've got 2 lots of not beast herds. 2 lots of the brazen beasts, which are on the top and bottom, so on both of his flanks. In the middle, he's got the Scourge, the Myrmidons, and the Miser. 2 imps either side, and the Veil Serpents at the back. So very symmetrical in terms of deployment. And just wanting to push up and cause some havoc against me. But bearing in mind how fast he is, I put the Minos basically on the middle of each of my sides of the quadrant. Hopefully gain the most advantage there. My beasts actually, my beast giants, actually quite like the Myrmidons. In terms of a matchup, if I can get them both in, wishful thinking, I know, but if I can get both in, then we're pretty happy there because I can minimise what amount of attacks they get. I do need them to charge as well, so that's going to be important, which is why the gargoyles were behind the hill there, fairly central. Also as well, this is the first time that those 2 little giants, we'll say, are not choosing to vanguard. Where I am, I can't really get around him, so there's not too much point in doing that with them. So they're using the +1 strength on the charge, which I know doesn't all work for his attacks, but does work for his stomps. Maybe that'll help. The big brother beast giant comes around and does vanguard this way, hoping basically to bait him to charge him, so that my Minos get another charge with something, or if not, he'll just go around the side and see if he can go for the imps. Otherwise, I've got the chariots on the far left, as we can see, just to come around there and zone up the top there, and the soothsayer and bunker in the middle. They're only in the middle so that they can put the forest down and then run away, essentially. And then the Razor's chariot in the middle of everything to provide that +1 march. So that's where we're at. And we go into his first turn movement. Well, this is him.
Really thinking. That's Matt.
Yeah, really thinking. He was very cheery actually all the way through. So
he looks it, yeah.
Yeah, but apart from it, this was I said think, and then I took a picture. Just to catch him out.
You said something to make him ponder. Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
But this is his first turn. He moves up to chaff both my Minos, making sure that they don't come into the fray, and otherwise kind of just moved fairly tentatively on the flanks forward, kind of just getting in position with everything, rather than running straight ahead. But the Myrmidons don't worry, and they just come straight forward into the middle to go do your worst. And I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, no. You can see Krugar's there as well. He can't see anything currently, but he's just in the middle to see what he can actually do.
Waiting to jump up on the hill and lob a hawthorn.
I think this was a Hand of Heaven or it's a spear. One of the two, do a couple of wounds to rage him up a bit.
Or a Fate's Judgment.
It could have been one of the several magic weapons, magic missiles he's got. Then we go on to my turn, and the Minos on the left decided not to charge because I've got enough movement around them to move. So both my beast
threading the needle there, are you?
Absolutely, very much so. Both my beast giants charge the Myrmidons as discussed. I think they both need a 5, which isn't much because of the razor tusks thing. The Minos on the right have to go in against the chaff to clear him. I'm not overly pleased with that, but they do have the BSB in should the Miser come in, so we'll see how that goes. I didn't get all those spells off there, just the spells that I've got.
That'd be amazing.
Incredible phase that is. Otherwise,
that'd be dwarf phase. That would be.
Yeah, it would be. And the Razor's Chariot is hoping that both beast giants get in, and is going to charge where the beast giant is currently.
Of course.
Into the
I thought that you were charging the chariot in between the two giants
him,
there, without the second giant charging.
I think you probably
you might have been able to. It'd be quite a spot if you didn't charge that giant. But you know,
you get applause if you manage. I think. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, that's literally just so that my Minos are a bit more freed up. And I thought if I can get my chariot in and overrun, it'll give a bit of distance between him and the Minos. So if he charges the chariot, then I've got a counter charge. So all things are considered, I'll be pretty happy. And all pretty easy charges, and thankfully for me, they all get in. So I move.
Big Brother doesn't.
Big Brother doesn't.
Big Brother fail.
Big Brother did not look to charge, I don't think, because he.
Oh, there was a charge marker out.
Oh, was there? Oh,
there was.
I missed that. So yes, he failed. He's the only one that failed, which is happy day. That's fine. That's fine. Again, if anything, it gives him something to think about over this side. Gargoyles and Krugar move up like so. Krugar can just see the Scourge through the trees, but of course doesn't care about minus modifiers. The Minos literally just shuffle sideways, and the chariots come round to help zone.
That gets a scoring in that quadrant as well.
Yes, so there is so in terms of him, obviously we won't be doing it at this point, but he does have the Brazen Beasts, Imps, Myrmidons, Imps, and Brazen Beasts over on this hill behind us. I basically, this line, thank you, magnetic.com,
movementtray.com,
where the Brazen Beasts can charge. So they're literally just there as a support and to zone, and hopefully so that they don't come any further this way. As you can tell, the bunker have just and Druidism chap have just moved away. They do not want any part of this battle.
No, they don't need to use that wood that you placed because there's another one back here.
Absolutely, very happy. Oh, I do have to say as well, there were a lot of woods. Druidism, was superb.
Perfect.
In this, so and
just cast a spell anywhere.
With those two forests, my forest and the two hills, I'm pretty golden. Yeah. I get Master of Earth on these, and I think I maybe do 1 or 2 wounds. So there's that. I also get Healing Waters off on one of the giants as well, but don't take a picture. This was crazy. So I went through the chaff, Hellhounds, and I overrun 12 to charge the Scourge, and I'm like, it charges the Scourge, it chaps the Brazen Beasts, and I get a chance at D6 plus 1 impact hits on the Scourge and some attacks. I'm like, that's pretty good. That's worked out an absolute bunch there. So well done, Razor's Chariot. MVP so far. Over here, and as you say, you've got the Healing Waters off. I absolutely go to town on the Myrmidons because I'm able to minimize what they've got, but not before I lose a giant. And now, let me explain.
There's 2 giants there. What are you talking about?
The Healing Waters guy there.
Yeah.
I forget to put the card out, which is why I didn't put the picture out earlier.
Right. Okay.
I take, and he does exactly 7 wounds to me.
Oh yeah.
And I've completely blank that I've got Healing Waters.
Right.
So I go to take him off, and Matt, the absolute sportsman genius he is, says, you've got Healing Waters, mate. You can take the thing. And I was like,
what a legend!
Oh my goodness, that is. And I said to him, that's huge.
That's proper sportsmanship, that is.
That's huge. So I do my healing waters. I save 3, which means I've got 4 wounds. What it does mean is because he was going first, and I knew that going in. It means that I have 9 attacks plus a stomp,
which are auto hitting.
Yeah. So I ended up doing just with my 1 giant. So he did before I thought I had healing waters. He did 9 wounds to me, and I did maybe 7 or 8 to him.
Yeah.
And I was like, crap.
Dang.
I've lost it. Getting healing waters, as you can see, his unit of, I don't even know what it was, 28, something like that.
Yeah.
Goes down to 10. Just, it's so important. It's so important that
that would have been really easy. I mean, that would have been really easy for any person in the world to just not say anything. No, I'm not advocating that you should ever do that. Matt's played it exactly right, but it would have been very easy to not say anything.
And it was just madness. So I immediately gave him the sportsmanship award, regardless of any other future thing, because it was just so massive. And he holds because he's got divination off. I think he got rerolls to hits or something like that. But even if he kills, he's not likely to kill that one on the right, and I am likely to go through his unit with more attacks and things. So it's so important to this because he's got no counter charges. He's just got that. It's not looking good for him in the center, and it is a scoring unit. So it's just a huge thing into this. So big thanks to Matt, and just stupidity. Make sure you put your cards down, otherwise you just forget. And it was the last spell of the round, and I just said I'll put healing waters, rolled it, and then forgot to put the card down. And it's so huge. So it's a big thank you to Matt and big sportsmanship. But unfortunately, as you would imagine, he rolled a 6 on the Thunder Stomp, and from then on. And this is a bit of a. This is kind of. Yeah, it wasn't good. They do go in and kill the Big Brother Giant. That's fair enough. Poison just absolutely went to town.
Yeah.
The Miser comes in, and I don't know what he does, so I'm very scared at this point.
So it bypasses the Giants, then doesn't go for them.
Yes,
doesn't join the Myrmidons.
I don't think he had a counter charge on them, so he just goes straight to these, and I'm like, okay, well, we'll see. I haven't got any magic. He's got a magic phase. This is a bit crucial. In combat, he doesn't even do. My healing waters guy saves all of his things, and it like compounds the.
Born again.
I'm feeling very guilty at this point that I've forgotten that spell, even though I shouldn't. Right?
No, you cast it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm really sorry, and all that stuff. So. But the other giant only takes 3 wounds, and together they just obliterate the unit. I think I did like 4 or 5 extra than I needed with stomps and stuff. So they're free for my turn as well. Over here, now he takes wounds by putting rings on himself. And I do 3 wounds to him, which obviously rages up the scourge.
Rages him up, yeah. So why is your chariot still there?
I don't. He just couldn't roll the amount of ones. I think he was on 3s to hit and 1s to
with battle focus. Yeah,
and it just wasn't fair.
Oh,
the amount of 1s and stuff he rolled. So I ended up taking 2 wounds, which of course I'm very, very happy with, especially as I've done the 3 in a charge. He passes his leadership, thank goodness.
That is lucky. Yeah.
But it also means that I'm there for another round and I get some more attacks before he goes. So I'm like, if I pop off another 1 or 2 wounds, this is just insane. So I'm certainly getting.
You've charged up all your scourge wounding in one battle, haven't you? Really?
Obviously, as well, it being my turn now, my giants have now pivoted and are both into his scoring.
Can go wherever they like.
Which they
with
are
a lot
very
of
happy
attacks.
With a lot of attacks going first. And stomps. It's they're only like res 2, strength 2 guys in combat with one. So it's
they're dead.
That's not
they're
great
just dead.
for him. In the Miser combat, we both absolutely flub. and do nothing. However, that does mean that I'm up by 2 because of combat res.
Right.
He charged.
Yeah, BSB and rank.
I've got BSB standard and rank, so up by 2. He fails his combat, his leadership there, and takes 2 damage to him, which is he's got like 7 wounds or something like that. But that's not a good start. And we look like so. So on my turn, I do get one of my ambushes on, and they just come up at the top in the very corner, just to not have anything to do with the rest of the battle.
Were you not tempted to put them top right so they could come on and score that zone?
So I didn't want him to just turn around and get the points.
What, with the Brazen Beasts?
Or the Veil Serpents or anything like that.
Sure.
So, like, those Veil Serpents are like movement 918. So they could literally just be facing me ready for maybe not the next turn, but like at least the turn after charge.
Yeah.
And here as well, if he moves up, I've got a really easy charge with my chariots. So my chariots are now defend the Wild Horns mission. Minos are there just to see what happens with the Scourge and see if that's a possibility.
This Razor Tusk chariot wins that fight and kills the Scourge.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Gargoyles come over to help with the Brazen Beasts to chaff them, and Krugar comes over to see what's going on. Not really doing much in the rest of the game.
He's getting his Hawthorn curse. He's like, the Scourge? No.
Ready?
Scourge? No, still fine.
Yeah.
No.
And I'm just choosing not to get within 18 inches of anything right now, so because they are at movement 9, and then I was like, I can't afford to just throw them away. I do one more wound before eventually dying, but to be honest, that's fine. Quite fine. I do that one first so that he has to choose whether to go to face my giant or not, and then my giant just punks the imps, like not even funny. He just couldn't roll saves again. It was just like no. So I've done that's 11 wounds, and he goes, yes, 11 wounds. I was like, oh god.
Oh man.
I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. Over here, virtually exactly the same happens. I think I roll a 6 on the Thunderstomp as well as just doing insane amounts of wounds as well. And face the Brazen Beast out of their line of sight as well, so that's looking great.
The Giants are just clearing up.
Yeah, and over here, he takes a charge into my Minos. It's a fairly long one. But again, he's only got like 3 wounds left, I think. And I'm like, I could probably take that, I think. His Veil Serpents, I didn't see this. This is a bad play on my part. His Veil Serpents could see the giant, and they've got poison weapons. So that's just a dead giant. It's only got like 3 wounds left or something.
That is.
And will die to the poison. So that was a shame. Not that I'm really too bothered because the giants didn't work, but just
and he's not scoring, is he? So
yeah. And unfortunately for him, his Scourge fails and fails 6. So he was right up to all my stuff that can charge him there. I haven't really been saying anything about the Miser thing because nothing's really been happening.
Nothing going on,
I do get some spells off in the last, I think, +1 attack and AP. He's got, so what's happening with him is if he has Veil tokens, he reduces your AP against him.
Okay.
So my great weapon, who is AP4, is actually AP1, and he's got armor. He's got a 4-up, so it goes to like a 5 up. So you're just saving a bunch, but like the combat res is the thing that's killing him. There, he does move up with the Brazen Beasts on both sides just to see if he can add a bit of pressure. Over here, I do a wound to him in combat. He does nothing to me. I've got a 4-up and I'm saving everything, but he's not. I say saving everything. It's like 1 or 2 every turn. He's just not coming to town. This guy, even with all the buffs on him and stuff. I think this is Kruger doing another 2 wounds.
Oh, beautiful.
To him as well. No, actually, it could be just Ancestral Aid. Just a rerolls to hit, just in case I decide to go in. But yeah, over here, again, I think I win by 1 in terms of combat res, and he fails again, and so he's down 4 out of maybe 7 wounds. So I'm just tanking him.
Tanking away.
Just tanking, he goes in, kills the giant, obs. He overruns to try and get into my other giant, but doesn't make it. I charge the Scourge, because
you've got a lot of impact hits, haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah, and attacks I'll be going first, so I'm pretty happy with that. These guys come on in the opposite corner. Just, I mean, in terms of objective, I've got these ones drawing off basically the Brazen Beasts, and then I'm getting all points everywhere, so I'm winning the objective quite easily because the Myrmidons are gone.
If you wanted a breakdown of the match versus Hugh, of who scored what points, that's also there.
This is an overview of how my Minos don't actually make it in, I don't think. But Krugar comes around to the side, and my giant against the Brazen Beasts. So I'm not bothered about the Veil Serpents going into the Minos with the Miser. That's fine, because I'll just do so many whims back to them. They will do some with poison, but I'm not too fussed with that. They're like troops as well. But my giant comes up to chaff the Brazen Beasts so that they don't charge, because they actually are really good on charge. And I'm hoping that only with two or three wounds left that my Minos might actually kill the or the BSB, sorry, might actually kill the Miser. Otherwise I just move around like so, again, just stopping his Brazen Beast coming around the flank with the chariots, and the gargoyles just standing there waiting for the Brazen Beasts. This is where I do 2 wounds, I think, with Krugar.
And a Master of Earth?
Yes, so between them, they do 1 wound apiece. He's only got 1 wound left now with all those rings on him. And I kind of, if he charges in, fair enough. But yeah, Krugar actually doing something in the game. Well done. And this is the last picture, because I get Stone Skin off. It just means his Miser does absolutely nothing. I pop the last 2 through combat res, because I do 1 to him. He's done 1 to me, but then the BSBs and ranks, whatever. He dies. He's got a chaffed Brazen Beast. I face the Veil Serpent, so they're not going to go into him. And he just goes, you know what? Good game. I'll give you the 20. Now, I worked with him on this. I said, so let's go back to here. I said I don't think it's a 20.
Okay.
Now, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't say I've diced him. I'd say he diced him. If
he diced himself.
Yes. Yeah. But he was like, you know what? I think, looking back on the game, I think I gave it away with the Myrmidons. And I was like, you know what? Well, because of the Myrmidons and because of Healing Waters, let's add it up now. And because I think you can get the Veil Serpents away without me getting you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you can probably get your
Brazen Beast.
I've got half
at least one
Scourge.
of them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get the Scourge, because he was like, he was packing up ready to go. I was like, okay, well, let's say I got the Scourge through like shooting or magic, because I've got 3 more turns, or maybe 2 more turns, 2 or 3 more turns to get him. So I'll take that. But I think that Brazen Beast at the top, you can just run away. The Veil Serpents, you can just run away. And I think probably you get the Giant, because I'm chaffing you, but then I get your Brazen Beast because I charge him. And he's like, yeah, sure, whatever. Obviously he's not. It was just, just like, yeah, fine. Yeah. And we added it up, and it wasn't.
He was
quite
putting
20.
a lighter to his dice.
Yeah. It was a 19-1.
Hey.
I was like, you know what? It did go
1 point for the Master for the Healing Waters.
Yeah, and he was like, you know what? That's fair.
Good stuff.
So yeah. Yeah, really good game. Like I said, he was a really nice guy, but I do think it came down to the Healing Waters more than he thought. Yeah, and that was so
those
huge.
giants could take out both the imps afterwards and then cause problems.
Yeah, one thing Uprooted Tree giants love is demon infantry.
Why demon in particular? Because you've said that a few times over your battles. True. Oh, because the Uprooted Tree is AP 0. Right, yes, I'm with you. So anything without armor, effectively, not
it's
just
auto hitting an armor, so he's only going to get like a third on average. Only a third of them go through. If he rolls badly, spikes badly, he could do well, which obviously we know with demons. But so in particular, that's really good against them. And between those two, which are like 500 points, they got a big unit of Myrmidons, 2 units imps, which were also scoring. Yeah, which helped me to breeze the objective.
Absolutely,
really.
Yeah. You didn't have to worry about it, really, did you?
Yeah. But no, it was a really good game. He was really nice. He actually came up to me the next day and went, "I'm really sorry for just like rage quitting." And I was like, "It wasn't. You weren't raging whatsoever. You were fine." And I actually had a really nice game with him. But it did. I felt like it came down to the healing waters, and I was more appreciative of it than I think he
appreciated.
Maybe no, because I kept saying it. I was like, and he just rolled terribly. And it was end of day 1, round 3, and I think he was just fed up, which is fair enough. Yeah. But he was a lovely chap. It was a lovely game, and I finally beat the Daemons.
Hey!
Oh man, it only took me 3 goes with them, but yeah.
Amazing. So what's that put you on points total?
I got an 8, a 7, and a 19. So 15 plus 19, 34 after 3, which is great.
Yeah, pretty good.
Half. And I say I'll definitely like with this list it's just more of a trial thing and to get some models on the table, and I feel like I've been in all 3 battles. It has been against Demons, so it's nice to get that under the caution.
You got one more demon left in the tournament.
One more left. Spoiler alert. So no, it was really good, really fun, and because we finished pretty early, I had a nice half hour to just chill and go around to other people and see other things. So end of day 1, and I can relax a bit.
Definitely can, yeah. I mean, we'll hear about what we did in the evening probably after my battle.
Yes, yeah.
But you were a very tired boy, weren't you?
I was so tired, man. I was so tired. These days can't bring me out. But in terms of you guys, if you could comment with your, and let's sometimes you get negative things in this. Let's be positive with your stories of sportsmanship.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Because this was certainly a story of sportsmanship that didn't really benefit him in any way whatsoever. No. But
I mean, if you'd have been a proper gent, you'd have refused to roll your healing waters. But you took it, and
But yeah, so let us know on your
experiences of good sportsmanship, not bad sportsmanship, good sportsmanship.
And positive games because of it. Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, I find us on YouTube and all the other social medias and things like that, because obviously you're watching this on YouTube. Good lad.
Yes.
And we anticipate the last of day 1. The very last.
We are anticipating it. Yes. Yeah. I'm probably not going to be against someone new though. Because it can't go 8 from 8, can it? Surely
it can't.
It just can't. It just
can't possibly happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sweet.
but
Look forward to seeing you there.
Absolutely. And see you later, YouTube.